The space age officially began in 1957, but for thousands of years before that, humanity was already being watched by something impossible: a dark, massive silhouette orbiting our planet. The first reliable evidence of this object was detected in 1899 by the electrical genius Nikola Tesla. He heard rhythmic, intelligent radio pulses and called it a message from Mars. But the source was much closer and far more ancient than anything known to modern science. This is a story about an object in near-polar orbit, an angular, non-human structure allegedly 13,000 years old. In 1998, NASA photographed the structure on the STS-88 mission. They quickly dismissed it as a lost thermal blanket. The world called it the Black Knight satellite. We are going to reveal the full true story, the evidence they tried to bury, and the identity of the ancient sentinel that may still be listening. To truly understand the Black Knight, we have to rewind to the dawn of the electrical age. It is 1899. In Colorado Springs, the eccentric genius Nikola Tesla stands before his colossal, high-voltage radio tower, listening to the static of the cosmos. What he heard was a series of rhythmic, intelligent radio pulses. Tesla immediately published his claim, telling the world he was receiving communication from an alien source. The scientific community dismissed the idea. Yet, the mystery of the unexpected signal was already out there. The signal returned decades later, in 1927. While performing radio experiments in Norway, amateur scientist Jürgen Hals stumbled upon a phenomenon known as long-delayed echoes, or LDEs. When a powerful radio signal was sent out, the reply came back seconds, or even minutes later, an echo that completely defied known physics. Theorists determined this mysterious object had been circling Earth in its near-polar orbit for an estimated 13,000 years. The object was ancient. It was massive. And by the 1950s, the pressure of the Cold War would ensure that official governments could no longer ignore it. The age of satellites kicked off in the 1950s, but the race to space soon turned into a search for spies. Both the United States and the Soviet Union launched sophisticated radar systems designed to track every object in the sky. And soon, both nations began detecting something impossible: a large, dark, non-operational object orbiting Earth. Its path was unusual, its origin unknown, and its massive size caused immediate, palpable panic. The military analysts began referring to it by a chilling codename, the Black Knight. The whispers became screams in 1998. With the launch of the Space Shuttle Endeavour, mission STS-88. While performing maintenance outside the spacecraft, the crew captured a stunning, high-resolution photo of a black, angular, strangely shaped structure. For the proponents of the legend, this was definitive proof. The 13,000-year-old alien satellite, finally caught on film by the very agency tasked with investigating space. NASA's official explanation was swift and simple. The object was merely a lost, thermal blanket space junk, drifting away from the shuttle. But for those who believed, the denial was clumsy. Why does a blanket look so rigid and mechanical? How could a non-functional piece of debris perfectly match the trajectory of the decades-old signals? For the conspiracy theorists, the photo wasn't an accident. It was undeniable evidence of a global cover-up. Whether an ancient probe or a lost piece of cloth, the Black Knight had become a global phenomenon. But now, the scientists and skeptics had to weigh in, offering counter-evidence that might finally close the case. What if the entire 13,000-year story is a stunning lie? The scientific community claims they've successfully debunked every piece of evidence. Their counter-arguments are shockingly simple. Let's start with the truth about the ancient signals. Tesla's 1899 pulses are now almost certainly identified as natural. Radio waves originating from pulsars or complex atmospheric plasma. Events phenomena he was simply ill-equipped to identify a century ago. Similarly, the 1927 long-delayed echoes, which suggested the 13,000-year age, are largely accepted as a natural, but rare, effect caused by radio waves briefly trapped and distorted in the Earth's magnetosphere before being reflected back. No alien technology was required to create the echo. Now for the most compelling piece, the 1998 NASA photograph. Experts confirm the dark, mechanical-looking shape is perfectly consistent with a jettisoned thermal blanket. When a lightweight object like a blanket is exposed to the vacuum and extreme cold, it wrinkles, curls, and adopts seemingly rigid, angular forms that look deliberate. Furthermore, the STS-88 mission transcripts confirm that 2 thermal shields were lost during that specific spacewalk, perfectly matching the time and location of the photographic anomaly. The skeptics believe they have dismantled the Black Knight legend, brick by brick. So why does this impossible story still persist today? And what is the real impact of seeking a 13,000-year-old alien truth? The science is clear. The photographs have been explained, the signals are natural, yet the story of the Black Knight satellite refuses to die. Why? Because the Black Knight is less about a physical object and more about human psychology. It represents our desperate need to believe that history holds deeper secrets, that we were not alone at the beginning, and that a powerful ancient sentinel is truly watching over our civilization. This enduring legend holds a powerful mirror up to us. It demonstrates our deep-seated skepticism toward government and official narratives, especially when dealing with the vast, frightening unknown of space. The story proves that when the truth is complicated and the myth is thrilling, the myth will always inevitably win. So perhaps the ultimate truth isn't out there in orbit. Perhaps the true story of the Black Knight satellite is simply a reflection of our collective wonder, a reminder that in the space age, we are still children staring up at the dark sky, longing for contact. The Black Knight may be gone, but the questions it represents about our ancient past and uncertain future remain. What hidden truths do you think NASA is still holding back? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to keep exploring the history and physics behind the universe's greatest mysteries, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't miss our next deep dive.